Let's begin by sitting in easy pose. Come into a comfortable cross-legged seated position so that you can feel your sit bones settled into the mat and your weight centered through your hips. Remember to sit on a firm pillow or folded blanket if you need help bringing your hips into an upright position. Once settled, begin to scan your body from your toes and feet, through your legs, and into your hips. Breathe deeply into each area, letting go of any tension you may be holding. Feel your lower body settled into the mat, grounding you firmly as you gently lift your upper body from this space. Imagine your spine lengthening. Breathe into your back and soften any areas of tension. Become aware of your shoulder blades, and with that next deep breath, release the shoulders. Scapula points slightly ease forward while the shoulder blades release downward. With each mindful breath, feel the tension easing from your neck, shoulders, chest, and upper back. Now shift your awareness to your head and your face. Observe any holding patterns. Take a nice deep breath, and with the exhalation, allow yourself to let go of whatever you are holding. Soften each feature of your face, your lips, your jaw, your cheeks, your eyes, and your forehead. Now that you are fully aware of your body in this moment, let's shift awareness from the body to the breath. Notice your breath entering your body and easing its way throughout your body. Take some time here to do abdominal breathing. Inhaling, gently expand the abdomen like a balloon. Exhaling, gently deflate the balloon as you ease your navel towards your spine. Continue to breathe deeply and rhythmically without force. Let the breath be natural and flowing, helping to align your body and your mind in this present moment. Continue to feel the balloon in your abdomen gently expanding with each inhalation and softly deflating with each exhalation. Finish up your last abdominal breath and return to your regular breathing. As we continue our practice, set your intention to be fully aware, to honor your body, and to accept each moment without judgment or expectation, and of course, to enjoy your practice. With the next inhalation, lift the chin and lengthen the spine. Exhaling, hinge forward from the base of your spine and stop at your edge, your first point of resistance. Begin rotating your torso to the right. Coordinate your movement with your breathing, inhaling as you move the body to the right and back, and exhaling as you bring it to the left and forward. Staying grounded through your lower body, allow your movement to be rhythmic and flowing, and let your pace be dictated by your breath. The next time you come forward, gently stop. Inhaling, lift the torso back to easy pose, and now cross your legs the opposite way. Once again, inhale and lift the spine. Exhale and hinge forward. This time, inhale to the left and back, and exhale to the right and forward. Moving in this opposite direction, continue to maintain awareness on the connection between body and breath. Remember, there is no right or wrong. How slow or fast you go will depend on what feels right for you in this moment. Let your movement be flowing and natural. As you come back to center the next time, stop and gently lift the torso back to easy pose, sitting nice and tall. Now bring the bottoms of your feet together while both knees stay outward for cobbler pose. Take hold of the feet or ankles and center your weight through the hips. Inhaling, lift the spine. Exhaling, release those shoulders and soften through the inner thighs. Breathe deeply. To come into the cobbler twist, move your left hand onto the mat behind your left hip while keeping the right hand at your feet. Keeping your torso facing forward, breathe in and lift the spine. Breathe out and twist the torso towards your left side. Remember, when you twist, the waist moves first, then the chest, then the head, like an upward spiral. As you maintain the twist for a few breaths, be sure to keep your weight centered through the hips so you are not leaning backward. Notice the tendency to lift the thighs while twisting. Breathe into the thighs, and as you exhale, allow them to release toward the floor. With your next inhalation, begin untwisting back to center, starting with the head, then the chest, and finally the waist. Now bring the right hand behind the right hip while holding your feet with your left hand. Inhaling, lift the spine. Exhaling, spiral upward toward your right side. As you come to the end of your twist, set your gaze over your right shoulder, maintaining softness in the neck and face. Feeling centered and tall, breathe into your body, allowing each breath to naturally soften any areas of tension. To come back to cobbler, begin untwisting on an exhalation. First the head, then the chest, and then the waist, until you are facing forward once again. With your next inhalation, again lift tall. Exhaling, hinge the torso forward, stopping at the first point of resistance. Be sure to maintain a lengthened spine with the shoulders released as you fold forward. Remember that having a nicely lengthened spine with an open abdomen and chest is more important than how far you are able to bend. Honor your body and enjoy holding the pose at your edge, letting your breath gently soften that edge to naturally deepen the pose. The next time you breathe in, gently lift the torso back to an upright cobbler pose. Now straighten the legs in front and stretch them out. Come into staff pose with a nice tall spine, upright hips, arms at your sides, and legs lengthened with the toes pointing straight up. Inhaling, raise your arms and align them by your ears while keeping the shoulders released. Exhaling, lead with the chin and hinge the torso forward into the seated forward bend. When you find your edge, you may allow the arms to rest alongside your legs or hold your feet. Ease into the pose, receiving it naturally without forceful effort. Bend or support the knees as needed, and periodically check in with your shoulders and upper back, making sure they are not rounding. With each breath, you can feel your spine gently lengthening from its base. Let your breath soften the resistance at your edge. Now bring your arms alongside your ears, and as you inhale, engage your core to help lift the torso. Once upright, exhale and release the arms back to either side of your body, back into staff pose. Now bring your hands and knees onto the mat for table pose. Take your time to align the hands and knees directly under the shoulders and hips, and be sure to use any supports you may need under your wrists or your knees. Make sure the inner elbow creases are facing each other as well. From this table, let's now begin our cat-cow movement. Inhaling, lift your head and tailbone skyward while dropping the abdomen toward the floor. Exhaling, bring the head and tailbone downward and push your navel toward the spine. With each inhalation, the abdomen expands as you gently arc downward, and with each exhalation, the abdomen empties of all breath as you arc upward. Continue moving in synchronization with your breathing, making the movement flowing and natural. With each inhalation, feel yourself releasing from the hips, along the spine, and through the neck and head. With each exhalation, feel the stretch in your hips, back, and neck regions. Now complete your last cat-cow movement, and on the exhalation, return back to table pose. Take another deep breath in table, and as you exhale, ease your hips back toward your heels to come into child pose. If needed, take a moment to place a pillow on top of your calves on which to settle your hips. Lengthening the spine, reach your arms forward and rest your head on the mat or on a block. Surrender yourself completely in this child pose, letting the hips melt, the head rest, and the breath flow deeply and freely through your body. This is a wonderful restorative pose in which we can feel tensions melting away with each mindful breath. As you take that next breath, gently lift your head and begin to ease the body forward, bringing it onto the mat so that you are lying on your stomach. To prepare for Sphinx pose, position the hands under the shoulders, bring the elbows snug to the sides of your body, and rest your chin on the mat. Now inhaling, lift the upper body and press into the floor with your hands, sliding the forearms forward so your elbows are directly under your shoulders. With each inhalation, feel your torso lifting from the pelvis as you press into the floor through your forearms. With each exhalation, feel the front of your pelvis and your thighs gently pressing into the floor to extend the lower back. The face, neck, and shoulders stay soft. The upper body stays lifted and the lower body stays grounded. To come out, gently release your torso back to the floor one vertebra at a time, keeping the elbows snug to the body as you do so. Inhaling, press into your hands to lift your body up, and exhaling, ease your hips toward your heels for child pose once again. On an inhalation now, come back up into table pose and properly realign your hands and knees to prepare for your first downward facing dog. Curl your toes onto the mat, and as you inhale, shift your weight back and lift your hips skyward. Really get a nice lift through the hips, allowing the spine to fully lengthen. Feel your head hanging softly between your arms, aligning your ears with your inner arms. Feel the space being created between the shoulder blades as you release the shoulders and pin them securely. Whether your knees are bent or straightened, set the intention to press the heels toward the floor, lengthening the backs of the legs. Feel this wonderful upper body extension as you evenly press into the floor through your palms and arms, and as you gently lift your tailbone toward the sky. To come out of down dog, simply bend the knees and mindfully walk your feet forward, stopping them between your hands. As you plant your heels under your hips, slowly lift the body from the hips and straighten the legs to come into standing forward bend. Check in with your back and shoulders. You may simply take hold of each elbow with the opposite hand, or allow your arms to hang with the elbows pointed outward. Feel your spine lengthening as you hinge from your hips, and feel free to keep the knees slightly bent to release tension from the backs of the legs. Feel your weight pressing evenly through your legs and your hips balancing right above your heels. Enjoy the natural pull of gravity on your body as it lengthens the spine and stretches the muscles around it. As you take that next breath, bend the knees slightly, press evenly through your legs, and begin to roll the torso upward one vertebra at a time. Continue breathing mindfully as you imagine your vertebrae aligning upright. Allow the shoulders and then the head to finally come up. Now bring yourself into a sturdy mountain pose. With that next in-breath, lift your arms into upward salute. As you align your inner arms by your ears, feel the lengthening of either side of the body. It doesn't matter whether your hands are clasped together or held apart. Either way, check in with your shoulders to keep them released. Your lower body is grounding you, while your upper body is lifted from the base of the spine. Take a nice deep breath, and with the exhalation, release your hands and bring each arm out to either side to hold back the walls. Extend the arms away from each other as you maintain them parallel to the floor. Feel free to check the alignment of your hands to make sure the middle fingers are pointing straight up. With each exhalation, allow the shoulders, arms, and hands to soften and lengthen. Feel the space being created between your shoulder blades as the arms traction away from each other. Take another deep breath in, and on the exhalation, ease your fingers down so as to stretch the tops of your wrists. Continue with this movement of the wrists each time you breathe. Move deliberately but with ease, in sync with your breathing, continuing to alternate the hand movements upward and downward. Now take a nice breath in, and with the exhalation, move your hands to your lower back to support it firmly for your supported standing back bend. Inhaling, lift the spine. Exhaling, gently arc backward from the base of your spine. Honor your body by only going to your first point of resistance. Feel your lower body strong and grounded as you press your weight evenly through it. With each flowing breath, feel the front of your torso expand, the shoulder blades gently slide down your back, and your neck and face soften. Keep breathing rhythmically. With your lower back fully supported and your core strongly engaged. On an inhalation, slowly move your chin, your shoulders, and your body back to center to gently come out of the pose. Return to a sturdy mountain pose. With that next deep breath in, bring your arms out to the sides. Exhaling, hinge from the hips as you deliberately swan dive into standing forward bend. Maintain strong legs with slightly bent knees and evenly press your weight through both feet so you feel your hips balancing right over your heels. Settle in and feel the lengthening of the spine and the openness of your chest and abdomen. Shake out any tension in the neck and allow your head to hang naturally between your arms. Feel the natural pull of gravity lengthening and stretching your body. Now from your standing forward bend, let's transition to the floor back into table pose. Bend your knees and bring your hands to the mat if they are not already touching. Slowly move one leg at a time onto the mat to come onto your knees. Settle into a nicely aligned table with hands grounded under the shoulders and knees under the hips. With that next breath, lift your hips skyward to move into downward dog. Dropping your head between your arms, align the ears with the inner arms. Maintaining released shoulders, pin your shoulders strongly to keep maximum distance between the ears and the shoulders. Breathe through your body and soften the neck and face. Feel yourself pressing evenly through your hands into the floor. Imagine a rope around your hips, lifting them skyward. Feel your spine extending. Now take a nice deep breath, and as you exhale, gently come into child pose. First, ease your knees down to the floor, and then continue to shift your hips back onto your heels. As always, take the time to put any supports you may need into place. Release the lower back, lengthen the spine, and soften the neck and head as you relax your head onto the mat or onto a block. Surrender yourself in this child pose, letting any tension melt away from your body with each breath you take. Enjoy this wonderful pose. Now as you breathe in, begin to gently walk your hands toward your body. Moving deliberately and with full awareness, come sitting upright into Thunderbolt. Settle into your heels or your support. Ease your feet out from underneath and stretch them out in front in staff pose. Sit on any supports you may need to properly elevate the hips here. Ground through your sit bones. Activate your legs. Engage your core to help lift the spine tall. As you breathe in, sweep the arms upward by your ears, lengthening the upper body. On an exhalation, hinge into seated forward bend. Find your edge and breathe into it. Feel your torso lengthening forward while it eases downward. Bring awareness to your knees and legs, sending breath into any areas of resistance. Now bring your arms alongside your ears, and as you inhale, engage your core to help lift the torso. Once upright, take another breath, and as you exhale, begin to ease your torso onto the ground. Maintain a nice strong core as you move deliberately to the floor, arms staying extended above. Once on the ground, give yourself a nice full body stretch, arms and legs lengthening in opposite directions. Let's now move into spinal twist by first easing your arms out to your sides, making the letter T with your body. And then bringing your feet onto the mat right below your hips. If you'd like to use any supports for your knees, be sure to move them into position at this time. To keep your spine properly aligned while twisting, shift your hips to your right just about an inch or so. Take a nice deep breath, and as you exhale, gently twist your knees over to the left side. Maintain awareness of your right shoulder and be sure to firmly maintain it against the ground as you twist. If your neck allows it, turn your head to face your right hand for the full twist. Otherwise, keep the neck straight, looking upward. Breathe into the twist, allowing all the muscles along the spine and into your right hip to ease gently. With that next breath, slowly lift your knees back to center and turn your head back to center. To do the other side, first bring the hips back to center and shift them about 1 inch to your left. Breathe deeply, and with the exhalation, ease the knees to your right side and turn your head to look at your left hand if you desire. This time, the left shoulder stays pinned to the floor as you twist. Settle into your pose, noticing the areas of restriction. Remember, there is no hurry. There is no final destination. It's all about the journey. It's all about the process. Now inhaling, gently lift the knees and turn your head back to center, and shift your hips as well so that your tailbone feels nicely flattened against the mat. It's now time to move into corpse pose for final relaxation. Gently straighten your legs and properly support your body by placing pillows or blankets wherever necessary. Remember that in final relaxation, the goal is to feel completely supported and comfortable so as to allow your body the opportunity to fully integrate everything that it's just experienced. As you lie here, become aware of your breathing, noticing each inhalation and the exhalation. Without applying any comments or judgments, just notice how it feels as it moves through your body. Notice that with each inhalation, beautiful energy is brought into your body, and with each exhalation, all tensions and stresses are released from your body. Now bring your awareness to your toes, the bottoms of your feet, your heels, and your ankles. Take a nice deep breath and imagine that breath moving all the way down into your feet to energize them. As you breathe out, feel your feet completely melt into the mat. Take your awareness to your shins, calves, knees, and your thighs. Breathe deeply into the legs, filling them with this glorious breath. As you breathe out, feel your legs softening completely. Continue to move your awareness upward in the body, to your hips, pelvis, your lower back and abdomen. Breathe into the core of your body, bringing it energy. And with your next exhalation, feel your hips melt into the floor, your lower back release, and your abdomen soften completely. Now notice your spine and all the muscles around it. Become aware of your chest and feel your shoulder blades against the floor. Take a nice deep breath into your torso. As you breathe out, feel your back release. Your shoulder blades sink into the mat and your chest completely lighten. Shift your awareness into your shoulders, down your arms to your elbows, your forearms, wrists, hands, and fingers. Move the breath all through your arms and hands. And when you exhale, feel your arms and hands simply melt away. Bring awareness through your neck and throat into your head, to your face. Become aware of every feature of your face, your chin, your lips, your jawline and cheeks. Notice your ears, nose, and eyes. Become aware of your forehead and that area of your forehead right between your eyes. Finally, bring awareness to the crown of your head. Breathe deeply into the head and face, feeling the energy of your breath touch all your features. And as you breathe out, allow your head to sink into the mat and all the features of your face to soften completely. From head to toe, feel the energy of your being. Enjoy the lightness of your being. Allow yourself to stay in final relaxation for as long as you like, fully enjoying the present moment with your body, your breath, and your spirit. Namaste.